people this over and over again. Martell is the type of person, if he had anything, he would have been released it a long time ago. He's been showing people stuff on his phone forever. Like the whole revenge porn thing, that did happen. That is a true thing that really happened. And not only have he shown people stuff in his phone of his ex-wife, he's also showed people stuff in his phone with his baby mother. Like, she needs to check on that too. He's shown the boys pictures of her dancing in the closet, shaking after he paid for some type of procedure she had. He's known for that.
Nobody ever imagined the day LaTisha Scott would stand up and speak her truth, not like this. Not with a voice that sounded like it had been carrying a secret weight for far too long. For years, she kept her calm, stayed polite, walked with grace, and protected her family even when the world tried to break her down. But this time something inside her shifted. Something inside her refused to stay quiet any longer. Because what she finally revealed about Martell Holt wasn't just another love and marriage, Huntsville disagreement. It wasn't a simple misunderstanding or another petty caste argument.
She said, not alleged, Carlos, not alleged. Martell is...
No, but like Martell, like explain to them.
I'm not...
No, listen, like...
If I was, I would make it, I wouldn't be hiding
No, like
shit.
explain to them how like Tisha lied. Why did you get so upset?
About what?
The stuff that they didn't air. What Martha was saying.
Oh.
Not about the stuff.
Oh.
What did Tisha say?
About Melody?
What did she say?
I guess if you guys watch the show, so Tisha also mentioned that certain things were edited out. Yeah, a lot of things was edited out.
The most of it
I don't even want to mention.
But it was mostly edited about me, Martell. What he was saying about me, that was edited out.
Yeah, that's what I was mad, because Marceau was saying a lot of different things about Ariane or whatever. Something that's not true. So the thing is, when stuff is true, you bring
receipts.
You bring the evidence forward, which I did, and I can do it about every week.
What she exposed was darker, heavier, and far more personal than anyone expected. And once she said it, once the truth left her lips, everything changed. Fans who thought they had seen every twist this show could possibly give were blindsided. Even those who followed every interview, every reunion, every shady comment online were stunned. Because LaTisha didn't just talk about conflict. She didn't just hint about drama. She revealed how Martell Holt's blackmail didn't just cause tension, it damaged her peace, strained her marriage, and almost tore apart everything she had spent years building with her family. And the craziest part? This wasn't new. This wasn't sudden.
Oh, see, I figured something had his attention.
And he what? Yeah, Paris got his attention. Well, you have a good day, Mr. Holt.
All right. Hey, you too. Hey, you making that money over there selling them clothes?
Huh?
You making that money over there selling them clothes?
Of course, that's all I'm focused on.
Oh.
Y'all can pretty much you all right. I'm always all right.
Hey, what's up, son? Yes.
He see your Spider-Man.
I don't see your Spider-Man.
No, but just Martell.
Oh, okay, son. And I see your Spider-Man. Yay. Oh, love Maverick. People talking about some. His name is Maverick, not Holt.
That's my.
And they call him Holt over there.
That's my son.
Yeah. Talk about your business again, Ariane. What you got? Let's sell it.
This had been happening quietly behind the scenes while the cameras rolled and the audience assumed everything was just normal TV conflict. But here's the twist. The truth she shared didn't only point at Martell's behavior, it opened a window into a side of LaTisha and Marceau's marriage that had been protected for a long time. A side she never wanted the world to see. A side she never wanted to discuss publicly. Yet here we are. And once you hear the full story, once you understand how it all unfolded, you'll see why this moment marks a major turning point not only for the Scotts, but for the entire show.
Like, this is crazy. Like, people are really offering you money to come on this show and lie. So at that point, I was like, forget it. It's a lie. Like, now I don't believe anything.
LaTisha Scott's story didn't begin with blackmail, manipulation, or emotional stress. It started years before reality TV ever came knocking. She built her identity around her family, her education, her work, and the belief that marriage could survive anything if two people were willing to protect each other. That's why, when she joined Love and Marriage, Huntsville, most viewers saw her as the woman trying her best to balance motherhood, business, and loyalty to her husband. But what nobody saw was the pressure she carried behind closed doors.
Now, you said that I've been quiet. I know a lot more than what I say. And for years, Marcel have been like, no, T, don't do that. No, T, don't do that. And we really have been trying not to go there with Martell because I just don't want to be fighting with him. So, but at some point, you have to be like, enough is enough. Like, leave us alone. Stop it. We don't say nothing about you. When we do say something, it is like something that has been asked of us on the TV show. We're filming a television show. If someone asks us a question or something that you've already put out there, we can speak on it. But we don't put things out there before you put it out there.
Before the show, she and Marceau spent years building a life together. Raising kids. Starting businesses. Trying to create something strong enough to withstand outside noise. But when the cameras turned on, it felt like the world started picking at every crack, whether real or imagined. Every look, every comment, every disagreement became amplified, dissected, and thrown into the public conversation. That alone would break many people. But for LaTisha, the real breaking point didn't come from rumors about Marceau. It came from the one person she never expected to turn their lives upside down, Martell Holt.
Like nobody's saying anything, and I am the referee for real. It's like, Maurice, let him let it out. Chris and Nell are zombies. Poor Lance, he just new and traumatized. I just don't want anybody to swing on each other. Like, that's the last thing I want.
When the show first started, the Scotts and the Holts shared a complicated friendship. They laughed together, argued, supported each other, and tried to stay united, even when things got tense. But as Melody and Martell's marriage started falling apart, the lines between friendship and conflict became blurred. Martell grew more defensive, more impulsive, more unpredictable. And instead of handling his own problems quietly, he dragged others into the chaos, sometimes out of anger, sometimes out of desperation, and sometimes because he simply didn't want to be the only one drowning. That was the beginning of LaTisha's nightmare. It started small, with hints dropped during conversations, little comments made during scenes, and subtle shade that felt intentional. But as time went on, those hints turned into accusations, and those accusations turned into threats disguised as information. Martell had always carried himself like someone who needed control over the narrative, control over the conversation, control over the people around him. And the more his own life spiraled, the more he looked for ways to keep himself relevant and powerful. LaTisha and Marceau became easy targets. Martell knew their marriage was often discussed online. He knew people questioned Marceau's loyalty. He knew fans picked apart their every move looking for clues. And he also knew one thing that made this situation far more dangerous. He had personal information from years of friendship, old conversations, private moments, and things shared before anyone imagined the show would become the talk of social media. And that's where the trouble began. Over time, Martell started hinting that he had something damaging, something big enough to shake everything. At first, LaTisha brushed it off. She believed if she ignored it, it would go away. But the threats became more direct. The comments became sharper. And before long, she felt like she was walking through her own life with a shadow following her everywhere. And here's what nobody saw. LaTisha didn't only carry fear. She carried guilt for keeping this to herself. She carried anxiety from trying to protect her kids, her marriage, and her reputation. And she carried anger that someone she once trusted was now using personal information as a weapon. Behind the scenes, this pressure created friction with Marceau. The public already questioned him constantly, and dealing with rumors at home while feeling blindsided by threats outside the home created tension neither of them wanted. Arguments became more emotional. Conversations became heavier. And both of them realized something important. Martell's actions weren't just hurting them publicly. They were affecting the foundation of their marriage privately. And what nobody expected was that this tension would spill into the show, into interviews, into social media, and into how they moved around cast events. But here's the twist. When LaTisha finally spoke out about the blackmail, she didn't do it to expose Martell. She didn't do it for sympathy. She did it because the weight had simply become too much. She had reached a point where silence was breaking her more than the truth ever could. And once she finally expressed what she had been holding in, fans realized just how deep Martell's manipulative behavior may have gone. She described moments when she felt trapped, moments when she questioned whether speaking up would destroy her family or staying quiet would destroy her spirit. She talked about the fear of waking up and wondering if that was the day Martell would leak something, say something, or twist something just to keep control. She explained how it felt to constantly watch her back, how every message or comment from him made her stomach tighten, and how she worried about what her kids might overhear, what her husband might think, and what the world might assume. And the sad truth? She wasn't wrong for worrying. Because Martell had a reputation for using information as a weapon whenever he felt slighted or out of power. He did it with Melody during their divorce. He did it with cast members whenever an argument got heated. And now, LaTisha revealed he had been doing it with her too. The pressure didn't just sit on her shoulders, it seeped into her home, her work, her friendships, and her mental health. There were days she couldn't sleep, nights she questioned everything, and moments when she felt like the walls were closing in. And as she carried this stress, she still had to film, smile, and pretend everything was fine. Fans might see drama on TV, but they rarely see the emotional aftermath that happens when the cameras shut off. For LaTisha, that aftermath was exhausting. Her relationship with Marceau suffered because it's nearly impossible to feel safe in a marriage when someone is threatening to expose information that could be twisted into something harmful. Even if the information wasn't true, even if it wasn't as explosive as it sounded, the fear of public humiliation can be enough to break anyone down. She worried about her reputation. She worried about her kids' future. She worried about the judgment from the world. And she worried that no matter what she did, she would be punished for something she didn't even cause. And then there was Marceau. He had always tried to keep his distance from Martell's chaos. He tried to stay calm, focus on business, and not get involved in unnecessary drama. But this situation wasn't something he could ignore. For once, the noise wasn't just on social media, it was in his home, in his marriage, and in his wife's eyes. He noticed the stress. He felt the tension. He saw the fear she tried to hide. And that's when he knew something had to change. Because Martell's blackmail didn't target just LaTisha. It targeted their entire life. It affected their trust. It affected their communication. It affected the way they showed up for each other. Season after season, viewers claimed the Scotts were hiding something. They accused Marceau of avoiding conversations. They accused LaTisha of pretending. They accused both of them of running from the truth. But now, understanding what was happening behind the scenes, everything looks different. They weren't hiding. They were protecting themselves. They were protecting their children. They were trying to survive something no family should ever experience. And here's the part that shocked fans the most. LaTisha revealed that the threat of blackmail didn't just stay behind the scenes. It shaped how she interacted with cast members. It shaped how she responded during arguments. It shaped how she moved during filming. Because when someone holds something over your head, you start living in defense mode. Every move becomes calculated. Every conversation becomes strategic. Every disagreement becomes terrifying because you don't know whether one wrong word will trigger the person who has that power over you. And that's the sad truth she finally exposed. This wasn't just reality TV tension. This was manipulation. This was emotional pressure. This was a real-life battle she never asked for. But what nobody expected was how many viewers suddenly began wondering. If Martell did this to LaTisha, who else did he target? How many cast members stayed quiet because they feared what he might reveal? How many scenes were influenced by threats the audience knew nothing about? This revelation opened the floor to a conversation much bigger than the Scotts. It questioned the authenticity of the show. It questioned the integrity of cast relationships. It questioned the role of manipulation in shaping storylines. And it made fans rethink every argument, every rumor, every coincidence they saw on screen. But now let's talk about the emotional impact, the part LaTisha rarely shows. When she described how this blackmail ruined parts of her life, she talked about moments she felt herself breaking down. She talked about the emotional exhaustion of pretending to be okay. She talked about how the stress affected her health, her peace, and her sense of safety. She said there were days she felt numb. Days she felt scared. Days she felt ashamed of a situation she didn't even cause. Ashamed that someone she once trusted was threatening her home. And the hardest part for her was knowing she couldn't fully explain it to her children. She didn't want them growing up thinking people could intimidate them. She didn't want them to witness their mother living in fear. She didn't want them believing that silence was the price you pay for survival. And that fear seeped into her relationship with Marceau too. Even when they tried to stay united, stress has a way of pulling people apart. They argued more often. They disagreed about how to handle the situation. They struggled to maintain normalcy while carrying such a heavy burden. And the truth is, any marriage, no matter how strong, can crack under that kind of pressure. But here's the twist that nobody expected. Instead of letting this situation destroy them, LaTisha decided to reclaim her power. By speaking out, she took away the very thing Martell used to control her. By telling her story, she freed herself from the weight she had been carrying. By revealing what happened, she took the first step toward healing. And this is where the ending becomes powerful. LaTisha's revelation isn't just a dramatic moment for TV. It's a warning, a lesson, and a reminder that silence often protects the wrong person. Her decision to finally speak up has already changed the narrative. It opened the door for other cast members to share what they've been hiding. It forced people to look at Martell differently. It forced fans to understand that not every argument on the show is as simple as it looks. This moment could be the beginning of the end for Martell's manipulative behavior, or it could be the beginning of even more truths coming out. And now the world is watching. Watching to see if OWN finally steps in. Watching to see if other cast members admit they experienced similar threats. Watching to see how Marceau responds now that everything is out in the open. Watching to see whether LaTisha's courage inspires others who have remained silent for too long. Because one thing is clear. LaTisha didn't just reveal a secret. She revealed how manipulation can destroy lives quietly, slowly, and painfully. And she revealed how powerful it can be when someone finally decides they've had enough. So now the question is this just the beginning? Was this only one piece of Martell's web of secrets? And what will happen when the next truth drops? Drop your thoughts in the comments, and stay tuned because this story is far from over.